had a few troubles with it connecting. It came up with an error message saying device left in the car, and then it just cut the connection. So I'm going to do it again. Just click apps and throttle response. Let's hope this works. Responsive. Click the tick. Hold to right. Working. Done. Alright, so I'm going to take it out on the road and see if it's made any difference. Okay, I'm on the road. I just did the pedal response change in the OBDeleven plugin. I don't know if it's just in my head or not, but it does make a slight difference. Everything seems a bit more immediate when you put your foot down, which is, I suppose, what it's supposed to do. But yeah, I definitely think it was worth the $150 that I paid for it. I'm actually thinking about doing some mods to this car, as I sold my McLaren just before Christmas, so I would like a bit more power out of this car, since I think I might be keeping it. I was looking at upgrading to the Golf R, but what the trade-in value on this Golf GTI, not really worth doing at the moment. Like dropping about $15,000 in 6 months, not a very smart move. So what I'm looking at doing is maybe doing a stage 1 APR tune on this car, lowering it, putting some APR springs on it, which apparently lowers it by about 30 mil. And once the tyres go out on this car, or at least the front ones go, definitely upgrading the wheels. Don't like the wheels very much on this car. So yeah, and apparently I've rung around and asked different suppliers about spacers. Apparently they're illegal, so I decided not to do that. And again, you don't want any confusions, any issues with insurance down the track. You never know what can happen. Yeah, definitely more immediate, more responsive. The only thing I want to change with my OBDeleven options is the windows. So if you've accidentally left the windows open, or your kids have left the windows open, you have to come back in the car. You can just hold the lock button on the remote and it'll automatically close everything, even the sunroof. And you can also open everything from the remote as well. But all the research I've done has said that it really drains your key fob battery. So just keep in mind that if you do that, if you use it a lot, obviously it's going to drain the battery. So yeah, I sold my McLaren. Look, I dropped a bit of money on it, but at the end of the day, I experienced having a McLaren. And look, it was a great experience. The only reason I sold it was because I work from home, so having two cars was sort of a bit of a waste for me. As well, I didn't really take it out that often. Most of my YouTube views on my channel have come from my Volkswagen Golf anyway. Well, I'm a bit of a noob when it comes to modifications especially these cars. There's like a cult following with this sort of Golf mods and all that sort of stuff. So I'm learning, and what I'm looking at doing is an APR stage 1 tune. And look, the only concerns I have with that is the warranty, but I've been told by a couple of people that do the APR tune that they will actually reset the settings back to factory. Now again, I've read other places on the web where they can see how many times the ECU have actually been flashed, so maybe resetting it back to normal, they might be able to see that. Apparently there's a counter, so it shows you how many times it's been reset. So obviously they don't need to see that it's been flashed, but they can see that it's how many times it's been reset. So that's something that I'm a little bit worried about, but I think I might take the risk. Yeah, I think I might take the risk and do it, because yeah, I'm definitely missing the power of the McLaren. At least get this little car a bit quicker quite surprisingly quick. The longer I own it, the more I think the DSG adjusts to my driving, and yeah, it pushes pretty hard for a 4-cylinder 2-litre, so I'm pretty happy with it. I might also do an APR exhaust, or I can't even say Akropovich, I think it is. So I might want to do one of those exhausts, but they're quite expensive, I think, because it's titanium. But yeah, I don't know if it's worth spending that sort of amount. I think they're about 6 or 7 grand, so I don't know if I'll do that. But yeah, I might do a cheaper exhaust, or a res delete, as they call it, which basically keeps the same exhaust. They just get rid of the resonator, so you get a bit more sound from your standard exhaust. So I might do that. So yeah, just to maybe make it a little bit louder. Again, with the OBDeleven, a lot of the hardcore GTI owners, or R even, Golf R owners, like to get rid of the synthetic sound. You can do that on the OBDeleven as well, but because I don't have any exhaust systems or anything on this, I'm just going to leave it until I get the resonator delete on the exhaust, on the sound exhaust done. I think that's not too expensive, I'm hoping. But yeah, I definitely love the look of this car. I just think that it's maybe the ride height's a bit high, but I am going to lower that. I think about $800 with APR springs, lower at about 30 mil, so that's not too bad. Other than that, I think that, yeah, it looks pretty good the way it is. Thanks for staying to the end of this video. If you want to follow my journey in modding this car, please subscribe so you're alerted every time I put a new video up. But yeah, see you on the next one.